Hi guys, Spink here. This is episode 3 of Hardercore with kOS. I think this time we're ready to build us a space buggy, science buggy. Alrighty, so I have Open Cockpit installed, so that's what we're going to be using for our buggy. Let's make 2 of them since we do have 2 pilots. I don't know if I said that, but I used EarnYourStripes to replace the existing or the default crewman. So I have 2 pilots. That's all I took. So if I need to have a scientist or an engineer, we're going to have to hire them. Alright, so what we're going to do here is use airplane parts to make a space buggy. Okay. Not sure. Oh dear. There we go. Alright. This is for everybody. CPU on this thing, we're just going to run out, do it manually, but in this case I will because we're going to have to look at that script, so put it over here. You want to do a file? There, right. Perfect. Okay. And do that. And put 2 science instruments, we want those. And both right here. And some batteries. Panels. Zoom in. These are batteries. Very nice. That's the other stuff. One. Excuse me. Brain parts here, 26. That's enough. Anything else I think we do? Okay, cool. Panels on here. Do you have the, is it 312? 8. I'm going to call this guy. ASC. Bud. ACC. Thanks. Alright. Save. Let's go into the crew, make sure we got Wiley and Billwell. They will be our crew. We will add it to the build queue. All right, and we don't have to roll this guy out to the launch pad since he is on the hangar. So, first thing, before we take this guy out, we need to make a script for him, and we need to take a look at the science script. So, let's go do that. All right, here we are in our scripts folder. We're going to go to mission, and we need a new folder. We'll call this one KSC bug, because that's what it'll look for. I'm going to go into test 1 and just grab the mission folder, or the mission script. Bring it in here. All right. Let's see. What do we want to do with this guy? Well, we don't need ascent, so I'm going to comment that out. We don't really even need the phase. We just need our do science. So let's just comment all this out, or why don't we just delete it? Might as well delete this guy up here too. Do science, set science to 20, so we're going to do science every 20 seconds. Wait until false. That's all we're going to do. All right, so now we can take a look at the science script. Okay, here's our function, do science. We've seen this before. It takes two parameters, and they're both defaulted here. We have data and sample. Data is the rerunnable science experiments, and sample is the ones that are not rerunnable. Those are the ones that are your, like the goo experiment and whatnot. So it says if data, so these are just booleans. So if data, go do get data. If sample, go do get sample. And here is our get data script or function. Here's our get data display that gets notified, or use the notify function. See, we don't have any requires for this, so it's already getting what it needs. Set transmit to false. That's just a global variable up here. And what this does is makes a list of science modules. Science modules is list science modules. So it's going to make a list of all of the modules that can do science. And then we're going to have a loop here that says for the module in science modules, go through and look at them. So for every module that we have, science module that we have on our craft, we're going to check to say, is it rerunnable? That means it's our data guys. If it has data already, we're going to do an evaluate data. If it doesn't have data, we're going to do the experiment of the module and set the transmit to true. So what is evaluate data? We'll pop down here. If the module is rerunnable and not inoperable and it has data, we're going to set data T, transmit data, is going to be set to the transmit value of whatever data it has. And if that equals 0, that's where we get this dump redundant data message, and it goes and dumps it. And if it is not inoperable, we're going to reset it. And if it does have good data, then we have this check for charge function. And if we have enough electrical charge to transmit that particular amount of data that we pass it, it's going to say transmit data and go transmit it. So let's go down to check for charge. It goes through here and basically queries our resources and says, do we have enough energy to do this transmit? And we have, looks like we're setting electrical per data to 6 and a charge margin of 1.05. We want just enough, but a 5% margin. Now this script here, I'm pretty sure I got this off of Reddit. There was somebody that put a script up for this kind of stuff, and this is large part influenced by that and inspired by. I have gone in and edited it for my own use, but that's my recollection of where we got this one from the Reddit kOS forum. So whoever put that up, thank you very much. All right, so we have the same thing, but we have get sample. If we for our similar process for our samples, we'll get sample, and it'll do the same thing. It'll make a list of them, and it goes and checks for them, and it says, hey, if it's not rerunnable and it's not inoperable and it doesn't have data, go do the experiment. And then I do a break here, which breaks us out of here. So we're only going to do this one time. As soon as we get one experiment that we can perform, we're going to stop. And the reason I've done that is because of like the goo containers, how they oftentimes I put 2 of them saddle style on a craft because to keep them in balance and whatnot, and there's no point doing both of them at the same time because they'll just pick up the same data. And so that's what this is. Okay, so after we've got the data and we've determined that we can transmit it, we fall into this bit of code here. So we've got a time delay that we're going to say is the time in seconds plus 5. And if we've returned true on our transmit and our time delay is less than time in seconds, then we're going to go check data. So what this does is basically just hangs out for 5 seconds, and then we have or it doesn't hang out. It does this bit here, sets that, and then gets out. But it does build a trigger right here. And this trigger says if we could transmit and we have passed this 5 seconds, then we're going to go through and it will check the data, and that's when it does the evaluate for all the guys that we just did. And the reason that we do a 5-second delay is because some of these science modules have an animation that's associated with them, and the science doesn't actually become available until after that animation has completed. So that's what that does. And you also notice we don't have a return true in this trigger. So this is a one-time trigger. It's only going to happen one time, and then it's done until the next time that we come through in here. So that is how we end up transmitting it. It's kind of a two-stage process. Next we have another science script. This one is for Kerbalism. It's a little simpler because Kerbalism does a lot of changes to how science works. So I'm not going to go through this one, but you see we just have the get data and the get sample part, and we don't actually have to go through and do the transmit and all that. So it's a much simpler one, but it only works with Kerbalism. And the regular one does not work with Kerbalism. That's why there's two, Science and Science K. Alrighty. Okay, so let's go into mission control, because we have some more contracts we can get. So we get Rover Deployment, which just gives us a contract to operate a rover on Kerbin. So boom, there's that one. And perform experiments around the KSC. These have crawlerway, runway, spaceplane hangar, and KSC. We have to do pressure scans and temperature scans. So that gives us something to do here. Alrighty, where's our guy? There he is. We will fly him. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, let's see if I've actually not operated this with KSC before. So it looks like it's working. We do need to change the, can we do it? Change the vessel type to a rover. All right, there we go. And hit the go button. All right. Jet powered science buggy. That's interesting. I didn't realize that that this could do an EVA report. That the script could do that. I've never tried it before. Let's see if it comes around again. Yep. Oh, handy. All right. So we're just going to buzz around. Well, we don't have enough power, do we? We're just going to buzz around and pick up as much science as we can get for as long as we got battery power, which isn't going to be very long. I should have put more power on it. Oh, something just... Oh, that's our guy. What happened here? Oh dear. Wiley Kerman has suffered a wastewater leak. Okay, so well, I guess that's something that Scrap probably doesn't realize it can do. Okay. I'm not particularly interested in fulfilling this particular contract right now. I'm just wanting the science. We'll come back and hit... It's going to take a couple trips to get the... Alright, electrical power is running out, and there we are. That's it. We didn't get them all. But, since this is a manned craft, we can do these manually. Oh, it did them anyway. Oh, it just can't transmit them. But it, all right. All right. So let's recover this guy. Well, I accidentally had that on pause, so we missed a little bit here. I did grab the fabrication and basic rocketry with our 20 points we had, but that's not enough to get anything else, so we'll have to do another bug trip or something to get more science and get that up. And that's not something I'm gonna I'll probably do that off camera just because it's, you know, rather tedious to watch. So let's take a look at our contracts. Oh, I didn't do the rover deployment. I must have set rover on the wrong cockpit. Well, we are maxed out on our contracts here, but I think we can get this 18K now. Let's give that a shot. Now that we have a few more parts. And let's see, we don't actually have anything that's steerable yet, do we? I don't think so. Oh, let's see, we don't need to see these up here. That's not the right one. Control? No. Do I have janitor's closet? I do have janitor's closet. What's going on? Or is it right click? I don't remember. Let go. Alright, so I'm just being an idiot here, so I'll just leave them there. So, these are the new tanks from Restock Plus in this case. Very nice. And now we have our first liquid fuel engine, the RT, or the LV TO5 Cogswell. That's one from my mod. And do we have something that's steerable? Oh, these are steerable, but a bit big. I wonder if that's... It's like a Delta Dart. We got enough Delta. You know, why not? Why not give it a shot? Let's stick a stick this guy on there. Boot.ks. Where's our other thing? Let's maybe stick this here. Pretty heavy. I wonder if we could get out of the atmosphere with this. I don't think so. Whoa, don't need those. Alright, we're going to do the same thing that we did before, but this time we're going to try to get a little higher. And I think we'll certainly get past our 18K. Well, hopefully we'll get past our 18K. I don't think we're going to get out of the atmosphere with this, but we might. No, we're not. Not with 1700, surely. Okay, so there's that. Then we're going to call this guy. This should be about the last flight of test 1, but maybe not. We'll see. 10 days. We should be coming up on another pay period here, shouldn't we? Or see what we're doing here. Oh yeah, we're 10 days away. What are we looking at for? 37. Okay, so we're gonna make a little money, just barely. So hopefully we can get something accomplished. We're kind of running out of time now. 10 days. I've got one more month to get some serious reputation, or things will end poorly. Did that pass? Oh, day 61. So we're just barely away from it. We can do a rollout. And I think I am going to try to fly this guy at night, because this is our last chance before the month is out. Possible we'll have a part failure here. Although we do not have any Kerbals on board, so we should not have to worry about any wastewater leaks. All right. That's some big fins. But we have steerable parts now, fins. Let's see if we can... Oh! It's going. What do we got here? We have another achievement. Most complex vessel launched. Looks like it's veering off to the right. Don't know if that's on purpose or not. I think so. I think the Ascent script has a default pitch of 80 degrees. Okay, so now what it's doing here, we're getting close to where we can start looking at that Ascent script now. It's trying to keep the airspeed, or the accelerate the speed here below 200 meters per second until we get above 8,000 meters. That's what this is, and that's a little PID loop there, or PID whatever it is. I don't think it's a loop. PID. It's a PID controller. That's what it is. All right, now it's going to blast. Yeah, we should get above 18 without any difficulty here. Boy, that looks glorious. That's something new from Restock there. Man, that looks nice. All right, can we do a temperature scan, please? Yes. We're almost out of fuel. All right. And then above 18 we should, yes. All right, so we're going to break 18, and we're going to get 2 more science experiments. Contract complete. 6. Oh, so 1 science and 6 reputation. And 4 more reputation. And we're getting some science. 26 science. That's crazy. I was testing with, on normal difficulty when I was testing my mod, and I thought I was getting just insane amounts of science. I've been playing on hard for so long. What is that light down there, I wonder? It's down at KSC. That's interesting. You might not even be able to see it on YouTube, but it's this little flickering light down there. Okay, so now we're just going to crash. What do we have? Strategy, availability, changed. We have local science 1. This is from the Strategia mod, which we'll maybe look at here in a little bit. But we are saved 58,000 a month now. So we're actually in the black for the first time. And the crisis period is over. So we're also going to be able to do some more serious missions now. The just the up and down and the little piddly stuff is kind of behind us. So we're going to be able to do things that are a little more interesting. We'll be able, yeah, next episode we'll take a look at that Ascent script, because now that we're actually starting to see it do something other than just blast off, there's some context for looking at it. So we'll do that. How are we doing on power? We're just about out of power. And I don't think there's anything else we're going to get before we plunge into the ocean. Okay, so good. This was a good mission here. What do we got? We've got 26, so we'll be able to get 1 node of tier 3. And I'm thinking that's probably going to be the one with the parachute. Do we want the parachute, or possibly there's... Oh, I know, there's a another science experiment. We'll want to get that first. I think that's the goo canister. So we'll get those, and then we're going to be in business. And then I may drive the KSC bug around and pick up some science there. Although I still may record them, just because we may have another interesting development like we did last time. Are we out of power? Almost out of power. Got another milestone. Broken a land distance record. There's another 2. Where are we at here? Down here. 62,000. All right. So, I was kind of worried that this series might end a little prematurely. So I wasn't going to upload any of the episodes until I was sure we'd made it past this point here. So, get data. All right. So Space Center. Okay, so let's see what we can get with our 26 science points. Down into gadgets. Mystery goo and mystery goo. Oh, that's a new part from Restock Plus. An inline mystery goo. The old SETI probe pack had that, I believe. And we can get parachutes here, stability, RCS, a new Probodobodine cube, early aviation, that would give us our fairing, or basic construction decouplers, and some RCS tanks, landing struts, engine plates, or general rocketry, an ant, a spider, or the Spacely. That's a gimbaling engine. I think we've got to go with gadgets, because that's going to give us our science. Okay, so we still have these to take care of. Let's go take a look at Strategia. It replaces the stock strategy stuff, so I think I'm going to take this local science plus 20% bonus to KSC science, and we still have quite a bit of it to gather up with a setup cost of 5,000. I'm going to do that. Eventually we're going to do either the moon program or moon probes. So no refunds. Yep. All right, so we've got local science. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for time. Next episode, we'll take a look at the ascent script, and we'll see if we can get a craft actually out of the atmosphere. So that's what we got for next time. So I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.